Hello everyone, I am Rex Red and I am back with another EZ3DTV tutorial. And we need some music. That's what I have. We have some music today. Welcome people, welcome, welcome. Today I'm gonna just go over a couple of, this an update kind of video, just to keep tabs with you guys and all, and maybe in the process of all of this, I will make a Daz scene. We shall see, maybe, okay? We're gonna try to keep this not too long tonight, okay? So, the first thing we're gonna talk about tonight, that is the bottom line with EZFinder right now. Now, the first exciting feature, I am not really adding more features currently to EZFinder because I just don't, I can't really think of anything right off the bat that isn't like a huge thing that EZFinder really needs. But what is happening is occasionally I will use the program and I will find out that something in particular doesn't quite work, and so work as intended. So I will go through and do a little bit of fidgeting with it. So the first so I have really one big exciting announcement that a particular issue with EZFinder has been fixed. And if you check this out here in the Daz, okay, we'll go full screen with this. And in this area here, okay, remember we have these file types. It starts the very top of EZFinder. This was a choice that I made, okay, that I wanted to be able to divide your content up in file types, okay? So at the very top of the EZFinder compartments, okay, are all of the different file types that you can use in Daz Studio, okay? And you have the CM2, I'll just name off a few, the CR2, which is a pretty big one, and the .daz files, okay? And then we get down to the DSA files, we get these DSE files, and then we get to these DSX files, and then the DUF files, and then from the rest down, these are pretty, they're not used a lot, like the PP2 and the PZ2 and PZ3, those are for poser. So, but I felt like if you could just like do a search only with your DUF files and say maybe with the CR2 files, that this was really the smartest way to go at the top of the tree, okay? Then like in the DUF files, when you expand this out, then you got characters and clothing. In all of these, you sort of have those different areas that break down. But I felt like these areas where with file type was really the way to make the top of the whole, so that you could work with file types, okay? That may not be the most intuitive way that your mind may think of this, but I still felt like it would be the most helpful to you to be able to like say, well, I don't need to search through OBJ files. If you want to just search everything, well, you just click at the top of the compartments and type in the search, okay, and search everything, okay? So when I double click this, it just loaded 718,000 files, okay? So, but if you don't really want to work with the top compartments, you could work just with the DUFs. Those are pretty much a sure bet to find all the things, whether if it's your poses or your characters, your clothing, your environments, your shaders, all of that, all those are in here, okay? So I pretty much work almost exclusively with the Duff categories. So what I'm kind of getting at is that there was a problem, and I didn't realize kind of how extensive it was. It wasn't like massively extensive, but maybe even if it was 30% or 20%, that's pretty extensive, that a lot of things were missing their image, okay? So that when you would come in, like in these CR2s, I showed you in previous videos, like I showed these CR2s, okay? None of them had images, okay? So there was like, and I said, well, you just kind of have to click. I think some of them might have had images. But I said, you just click on them and open them in Daz and you'll get to see what it is. And there, I said, there is a name. I just figured that was just something that was unavoidable. But as I went and did deeper research, I was able to fix this part of the program. And the same thing in the Duffs. There were just certain splotches of areas that just didn't have images, okay? They have been fixed. So now it's almost like, I would say close to 99%, everything has an image now, okay? There are a few file types that don't have images, but some file types are like morphs and things like that don't have images. They just have sliders and things like that. And some of these files have to do with that. Some of them are OBJ files that don't necessarily have Daz images also, FBX files, things like that. But the Duff files, the DSX files, okay, they all have images now. So when you go through, if I go to like page 2000, I'm probably going to find the only page with a few missing. But no, as you can see, they all now have images. And I'm on my test computer right now, so it works on my main computer, which has different, the paths, my Daz library and my drives are in different paths as the test computer, and it still works wonderful. So as long as you scan your Daz library, it will find all of your images as well. So this is pretty cool. I really want this to be as user-friendly as possible for y'all to, so that you don't just have whole areas where there's just no image and you just kind of figure, well, that's the way it is. Or what's wrong with my version? Why does my version not have images? They're all going to have images now. So that is how this works. So, all right, now, so we have this open. And so what's kind of cool is now these CR2s, you probably have noticed that you have these CR2 files and it's like, well, how do I use them? How do I even find them in my Daz library? How do you find CR2 files? All right, that's why I started these with file types, okay? So that you can just go and say, I just want to check and see what I have for CR2 files, okay? And let's just take this top hat here, okay? Top hat is something you can just plop down on somebody's head. So, and there's a royal punk here. I don't know, that might go with the top hat. But let's now open, you just double click on it. And I think I found an error with Daz Studio. Okay, look at this. See, we have this really cool top hat. And I think that's pretty nice right there. You know what I'm saying? So, and this would have been probably hidden. You wouldn't have been able to find it in your Daz library because it's one of these really weird CR2 files. But now it's right at your fingertips to say, oh, I have that CR2 top hat that looks pretty cool actually, and you can go into this top hat and you can change the colors. The only problem with this top hat is it's so old that it is 3Delight. Well, this is where we come into our EZFinder here, okay? And I go to my scripts, and I select the top hat, and okay, I'm in the wrong place. We're going to go to favorites. Okay, we're in favorites. Then we go to favorites, because I have it right here where I can put my clicker right on it, and we're going to open this in this RSSY, open a script, okay? So, and then we scan the top hat, we find matches, apply presets, and accept. And now this top hat is actually in Iray. But what I'm seeing now with this is the bump maps. Okay, base bump. Okay, we go like this. And look what we have. Now we can add some of this base bump to it. And that looks pretty cool, actually. What I'm not liking is I can see there's a little bit of, so we go now to Edit, Object, Geometry, Convert to Sub D, and look how that just smoothened right out. And we can actually bring that Sub D up more, which is in Parameters. And we come in here to Sub D. Look at the adjust back, adjust front. Look at these. This is all part morphs that go with it. Yeah. We don't have to just, okay, and bring the Sub D level up, okay? And suddenly look how smooth and beautiful that looks, okay? That is a very nice top hat, okay? And you just put it on your figure. You can adjust the width, height, and you have the sides. This is what EZFinder makes easy to do. Okay, is to come in here and just change and add these basic facilitate your ability to find these products that you own and help you kind of bring them into, so they're no longer legacy products. They are products that you can use for, you know, in the present, okay? Now we have this top hat here, okay? And I would assume that this top hat is see, all of its textures and all of its colors are all in one. Now they are now base colors, and you would be able to darken it a little bit like this. Okay, and that just kind of really kind of messed up the band around the edge. So there's certain things you can't necessarily do to change unless you take this image right here and take it into Photoshop, and that I would go to, and I do not have Photoshop set up on this computer right now, so but that's, now that I think of it, it's something I should have done, so but I'm not going to do that right now. But I could go to Browse, okay, and we go to this top hat, which is right here, and this is where you would right click and open with, and I might be able to do something in Paint. Yeah, I could possibly darken this. Yeah, there may be a way to do that, to add an icon for sub D. I'm quite sure that there is a way to do that. Edit. And let's see, when we go to Object, Geometry, right-click. Okay, so it doesn't give us that ability to do that here. Right-click and just add it to your favorites or something. But if you go into Window, Workspace, Customize, okay, then you go into, this would be in which, okay, toolbars, and this would be Edit, Main. Okay, those are toolbars. That's the toolbars. We would go into, luckily I haven't added a bunch of, I'm kind of glad that now, okay, File, Edit, okay, Edit, and then we go into Edit, Edit, add audio, okay. Fit to, change. Duplicate, okay. Okay, all right, this would be edit, okay, this would be Edit, Object, Geometry. Okay, so we go back to Window, Workspace, Customize. And one of these might say Geometry, maybe. F, Geometry Assignment, Geometry Editing. Add Smoothing. Okay, here we go. Convert Tubes. Convert to sub D. So we go to Toolbars here, Main. And we just go to this. And we drop this right. Okay, I'm going to try to do this and undo these. Okay, so they're all selected now somehow. We go to Main. And we put this right after, maybe save here like that. Convert to sub D. Let's apply. All right, and then we accept. Convert to sub D. So now you see where that says that up in the top? We can go here. Okay, so you see where it says convert to sub D? Now if I select the top hat, it's going to say object in the scene contains geometry. So you can give that its own button. Okay, and so you just go to Window, Workspace, Customize. Okay. And then you go to this geometry editing, okay, and you're going to see here, update geometry, add conditional, add level, delete, add smoothing modifier, what is it, equal, convert to sub D, you'll see that in there. Then you go to your toolbars, you can go to the main toolbar, you can go to these other toolbars. And you just, legacy, Genesis 9, female, UVs, okay. I'm going to remove item, remove item. And this one here, also the sticky chain one for now. I don't think it's connected to anything. So now we have these. We go apply, and that should remove some of those things. Okay, so we have two toolbars here. We have our tools, and we have our main. So you can drag this, whatever you drop it on top of, it should drop it below it, okay? Actually, what you do is you drop it, if you drop it on the top half of it, it'll drop it above it. I think that's how it works. it's actually quite precise. So if you drop it like on this geometry sculptor here, which I don't even know that this toolbar is showing. I think only this toolbar is actually showing. And I'm going to remove these items for now. Remove that. You know what? There's so many things that I don't use here. Like I don't use like the new, I don't use, so, I mean, a lot of these, like this new, I don't use that. I go up here to go and file new, okay? I don't use the save icon. I don't use the merge icon. I don't use the open icon. Import, I don't use that. I don't use the export. So, you know, and then these like little, remove item. I don't need these little dividers, okay? Convert to sub D, remove that. New camera, I actually do use that, okay? And I use the, like new lights. These are how I add lights in cameras, okay? Align, some of these other things I don't use, but I'm going to leave them anyway. A spot render occasionally, once in a great while. Okay, this toolbars, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to remove that. This home one, I don't use that. What's this? Don't use that. The help in browser, don't use that. Okay, so that just totally simplified this upper area here. Apply, accept, and I'm not sure. I think this is the part where you execute autosave, where you can put the autosave on. Okay, main, I can turn that off. And this just totally simplified. Now my convert to sub D is there. Now there's also another one, object lock, okay? So I wouldn't mind having the lock to selected nodes and, okay, and unlock, but there again. So you can put them in there. It would be nice if these actually had little icons instead of words, but you can put them here. Now you go to Window, Workspace, go back to Customize. Yes, and so now we go, Man Friday, okay. There's actually a lot of things in here I'd love to have little icons for, you know, looking at this now. Panes, morph, parameters, lights, okay. Lights, geometry locking. All right, locked selected, unlocked selected polygons. In here, there are some other ones that are really kind of very good too. Save, there's all your save stuff if you ever want to put it back in. Edit, strand-based hair editor, draw, create. If you just look down through these, you will find so many things that are. Now there's this surface editor and this materia. I don't use that a lot, even though it's cool having it there. I think that's the materia. Okay, so apply, accept. I'm not sure. I don't think I made any changes. But this one is what? The animate to tool. Also, I will mention that I believe that the daz file, that this format here, that this .daz, okay, because these are CR2s, but this .daz, I believe, has been stripped. The importer has been stripped from version 6 of Daz Studio. So when you go to load one of these .daz files into it, it doesn't know what the heck it is. Okay, but the thing is that a lot, now this, see this lock and unlock scripts? See, a lot of, I don't know who it is, he makes a bunch of scripts. Code 66 is one of them, and then there's another one who makes scripts, and a ton of scripts. And I think it's his person's name. And he, those scripts you can just add, you can right click on the script and add to your scripts menu. Like I have a few of them up here, Alienator Pro, and you can add to your favorites member, which is this material suite, which is a very kind of good, a darn good one to have in your, so you don't have to go looking for it. You can just add the material suit and then put a Genesis 8 or 9, Genesis 8, 8.1 skin on your Genesis 9 figure, okay? So, yes, I'm not sure. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me why this is darker than that, but in this image here, it's not. So I don't understand this. Maybe there's a strip that is in another one of these images. This doesn't have an image. Now you can bring this base bump up quite a bit. So to give that like an amazing, and you may also be able to add a little bit of shine to this, like top coat, glossy reflectivity, glossy color. So backscattering weight. What's that little, all right, well that's kind of interesting. Okay, refraction index. This might give it some shine. I'm not sure. No, it would be the IOR, index of refraction. But this is pretty amazing how this works. And this, browse. Now, the top hat, we go here. It's very odd that it doesn't have any surfaces. It's like kind of before there were surfaces, it was all done in these kind of stitched together images. And it's like, I can't really understand, like, if we look under the hat, okay, this is why, okay, because there are strips and things inside the interior of the hat might be a different color, and how they do all that magic with just this one image is kind of interesting to me. So now this right here, let's browse and look at this image again. Here we could open this with open with paint. Okay, and this is very odd. This whole thing is incredibly odd to me. This looks like it could be the this top part of the hat here. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, had a sneeze. Okay, so this looks like this strip here could be this top strip here. It's not necessary because these are all the same color, and then this could be these two other strips could be this strip here. And the way you figure that out is you just do a fill tools. This would be color picker, pencil, fill. Okay, let's fill this with brown. And it's not quite, I think it's filling it by dot, like little dots, tiny little dots. So where's the paint? We go here with a eraser, we go with the paint. And then we'd have to change the size. Just fill this in, see what happens. Fill one of them in. It could be the inside one. That one's most likely the inside, and this is the outside one. That other oval is the top. My coloring is not so good, but let's see if what happens when we just fill this in. We might end up with a okay, and then we go up through here. That's okay. Now we go File, Save As. What do we want to save it as? I just wish it would. Okay. This is a JPEG, so let's do that again. And then what we'll do is we'll save it with this edit word. Okay, it doesn't even know to save it where it came from. So let's take a look now. Now I will show you what I mean about the Daz files, okay? Because if I try to open, now we'll double click and we'll load these Daz files in. And if I take one of these, let's take this colonnade, okay? This looks, whatever it is, it looks cool. Now I'm going to open this with Daz version 6. And here we go. And it's going to try to open. Some things might open. Some of these Daz files might. No, see, an importer for the Daz file format cannot be found. So they've just stripped it. They just said, okay, an entire, and it's not that many, you know, it's only 29 pages of Daz files, okay? It's like very few, actually. I thought there were like millions of them, you know? But, so you just say, okay. Cancel. All right. I don't know that I've even logged in on this computer yet. Which I should. Okay. But if you right click and open it with Daz 4, okay, the importer is there. Okay. And so it imports the file in. Then what you do is you save it as a DUF file. Okay. And then you can load it into the other Daz. See, I mean, this is kind of cool. You know, it's not the highest quality thing, but it's not terrible either. And this is pretty old. I would say this is, you know, over 10 years old. I'm assuming that it is. It looks like it even comes with, there are different sets. It comes with maybe even a cross that you can put in. So this is pretty cool. And you just come in here and you put in you go to your HDRI and maybe put an HDRI in here, like something like this. Okay. And we move this over here maybe. And scale it, parameters, smart content, scale it. Oops, Z, oops. All right, we go here, scale. The whole thing like that, and like this. Scale it some more. And look what we have. Kind of fits in there. And maybe you I don't think you'd know that that really, you know, doesn't fit in there, but see, the issue is this is still quite high resolution compared to this huge HDRI that's in the screen, in the scene, that is much lower resolution. So what you could do is take this HDRI here and actually put it on a plane and shrink the plane down, and you would get some of the same resolution. Then you might want to take like this colonnade building here, and you could add a little bit of coloration to it. Let's see, now we go to surfaces like this. Oh, see, this still has this. What if we go kind of like this? See, that kind of blends that in a little bit. See how you can just give it a little bit of a patina there? You work with it a little bit till it fits. And then it kind of blends in even better. So, yeah. You'd want to go like this. So, and then you just stand somebody there and you have a scene. So, yeah, it's there's some things you can do here. This is, I think, a little bit more interesting than that. The default camera can go. And then you have this. This is really amazing. You put a figure standing here, and they almost like silhouette. And it gives you kind of like a silhouette shape. I've tried that before with this HDRI. This is underwater. Okay. This gives you really cool colors on your figure. Let's put a Genesis 9 person in. Okay, let's go here, back to here. And so you can see how quickly with EZFinder over here that I can just go to my Daz people, all right, put in a figure. And this is to me a game changer, okay? Because I'm not changing my Daz scene. I'm not filling all these things up into scripts and favorites that if something happens to Daz, I lose my scripts, I lose my favorites. I don't think I'll ever lose my curation here for, and there are converters that allow you to convert if you bring it to another computer and it has a different library location and a different user location. You can take and bring that in to so let's put some pants on. So we go like this first. Okay, put some shorts on him. There we go. Now he's not naked. And what this does, you don't need see, it gives you this colored light on him, and if you turn him around, then he'll be facing the light. Okay, you turn him from the side and you can see there's a coloration there. Now we can go, this is what's so amazing. These are Genesis 9 skins. These are like my favorite skins. I usually have to look and look and look, and where in the heck is this? It's like, these are my favorite skins. Okay, let's give him Michael's skin. And I've only just put a few of them. I could put like 10 or 15 or 20 of them and still not, and like they would only just be one page and it would be just like my favorite skins, and I don't have to look and say, where in the heck is Nathan's skin? It's just, it's in this Genesis 9, it's in my favorites with these folders, with all the things that I kind of do a lot with. So I can instantly get a figure and get them ready. Okay, here are my shapes, okay? So we go shapes, and this is one of my favorite. Let's do Navik, okay? Navik, I don't even know what he looks like, but we'll try him. Now, he might be in, yeah, I think he's a shape. Let's try Navik. Maybe he's not. Oh, yeah, he's a shape, okay? No, that didn't work, okay? So we'll go with Tala. All right, there we go. We got Tala in here now. So notice the coloration of this, okay? Look at this. See, this is amazing. And if you turned him around and put and got his face, he would be catching that color, okay? Which we could do, or we can just move the HDRI around until we put it in the position we like. Okay, so we go with this. Where's the dome rotation? Look at that. Okay, so we go around like this. Yeah, there's some pretty good color there. Oh, dome rotation. All right, so now we can go to this HDRI, and this is like all of my HDRI, 94 pages of HDRIs. So it's just very quickly go here to some of these and see what we can put them into some kind of place here. And while I still have my favorites open here, okay, I can just kind of put them in here. Then we can go here to poses. Throw in some of my favorite poses here. How about this one? Oops, it would help if I had him selected. Okay. Now, how about some hair? Let's go with this hair. I haven't tried this. All right. And that's not hair. Okay, I guess it's maybe a color or something. But we can go this, what's this called here? This is called body hair set. So I don't know what I just put on him. Some kind of hair somewhere. Head hair, it says, but it's not doing it. So it means, okay, Genesis 9 hair. JPD force. Let's look up JPD force so we can go here into our DSX. Clear this out. JP. All right. And let's see if we can find this product. Item not found. Oh, maybe I have to load it in. I don't think I do, but is it DSX? Is it that the products? Okay. DSX. Jeppy. Let's look up Jeppy. Jepe. All right. These are all of Jeppy's products. Okay. And then we can go here. This is Genesis 9, I think. This is 99. Okay. Jeppy's products. See, when you select that, it allows you to go and load all of these products. Okay, this is 4 pages of stuff. Oops, that was a bad thing. Okay, those are body hair parts, okay? So, sorry about that. That may not be a good thing to look up here. So let's just do a different hair. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to my main category of hair. All right, and this would be ready to use, I think, wearables, okay? Now this is 28 pages of all my hair, okay? And just head hair, just for their head, okay? And let's try this hair and see what it looks like. All right, well, okay, it's the wrong color and all, but, and it's a little bit kind of odd the way it fits his head, so no. All right, Ethan hair, we've got hat hair, we've got, let's see, this hair. Okay, come back. Anytime now. That doesn't look bad at all. I think it's just a little bit too light, okay? So we go now to this high fade brush. So we go clear this, and we go to our products. High. Here it is. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So we select that, and it takes us to here. And these are all of our colors, okay? So we select the hair. Okay, that's the transition, and this is the hair. So let's see what happens. Well, can we go black? There we go. We got black now. This one is actually black. Black hair. That is pretty cool. Now, what you might want to do now is let's put him, let's go with UltraScenery 2. Okay, and we'll save location. Create a save location, browse, up. Let's call this, oops, fire, rename fire. Desert. Okay, and we'll save these in there. Let's delete these, we don't need them. It makes it seem like there's stuff in them and there's not. Okay, so we double click that, select that, fire desert. Now we have a save location, so we're pretty cool with that. Now we go to biome. Now let's go to these ecologies and preset Australia. Okay, we're going down under. All right, thanks for showing the customize icon thing. Sorry to throw you off topic. That was actually a nice little tip to be able to show you. I have spent that window customize, that whole area is something that you should spend at least a week. Like, I'm serious. Learning everything about that, okay? So, about how to create icons, how to create your own toolbars, how to move toolbars, So you see this toolbar here? I can drag that, I believe, as soon as this is done. Okay, it's creating this. You can drag this and set it to go down the side, okay, or down. So you can have toolbars going down the side, and it's like, if you think about it, like it's really narrow. Daz is narrow when it comes to up and down, okay? You see, this is only a short distance, but across is a long distance. So really, what you want to do is put your toolbars along the edges here, because they're only going to take up a little bit of this really wide space, okay? It's a thought, okay? So we got to wait until this is done populating here. So, but you can take your toolbars as soon as this is done. When you are done. Looks like we're back. So what we've got to do is move on up here, okay? So that we have this. And then we move our Genesis 9 figure. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Z, Y. We're going to move you Y. Y translate. Up. There you are. There you are. Okay, we're going to move back a little bit. Like this. Until we get you down on the ground. Okay, up a little more. Okay. And then we're going to go here like this. And go in like this. And see what we have here. This is kind of cool. Now let's render this. See what we have. Ooh, look at that. See, so we move him over here. Okay. Or we've just put a light on him here, but let's look at this stuff. Martin Frost, you are amazing. Okay, and Howie. Let's see now, Genesis 9, we move you over here. Okay, and then we rotate you on the y-axis. So he's looking at us. Okay. And we got to set you down on the ground. It was a little higher up there. Ground was a little higher. I think we're going to have to give him... All right, now we go here. This looks like the same. No, this... All right, I don't know. So we turn them off. We render. Okay, how did his leg end up going through the ground? All right, let's see. We got to fix his leg. I'm not sure. Maybe it isn't going through the ground. It just looks like it is. Okay. Would you like to cancel this render? Yeah, let's move him over to the side a little bit more. Like this. Like this. And then let's save this file, save as, scene. We save it to Daz scenes. We're going to call this Australian bush. Australian bush. Okay. There we go. All right, so we don't lose our work. And then we'll take this little foot here. 9. Okay, let's take and mess with this a bit. Okay, it's still saving. And I got the hiccups. Hiccups! All right, we take this little foot here. We bend it a little bit so it's kind of touching the thing, the ground, so he's not like floating. And maybe we'll take this foot and bend this a little bit too as well. Like that. All right, and then we take and create. I told you I do use these for spotlights. And okay, we go here. Now that just turned off my camera spotlight. Let's go to the spotlight. Let's click Genesis 9, click this little box, and that focuses our spotlight on our figure. Spotlight, okay. All right, and let's do a little side. So there's a little drama to it. So we're not doing the whole face. The side. Okay, and so now we go back to our perspective view. Now let's create a camera, and I do use this one for camera because it's like right there and I don't have to figure out which one of these. So, and then we go to here, and you want to make sure you have this less clicked so that it shows you all of these, and always use your perspective view, and then it kind of shows you that. Save it again. Now let's take a look through our camera, and then we'll take our spotlight and give it a little bit of lumens. Lumens 7. And that was that. Now let's go into Iray and see if it's lighting him up. Let's make the temperature a little warmer. Okay, that's too warm. And then let's render this. A render. Okay, we render the image. Okay, so this kind of works, other than his fingers going through his chest. It's like I pulled my heart out, and it's still beating. Here we go. So, here we go. Let's take a look at these fingers. Now I'm going to go here back to favorites, very quickly to favorites. Go to my favorites here, go to scripts, load them, and I have my camera selected here, and we lock the camera, okay? So now the cameras can't move. So now we go to perspective, and now I can move this one around and do kind of micromanage the scene a little bit. And we go here. And then we take this and rotate this a little bit. Twist. Let's go out of here. Control L. Okay, I guess that's lit. We twist. Okay, so we go like this, and then we twist this like that. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. See, that's not bad. I think that's close enough. Yeah, that's pretty close. You're not going to be able to tell from, all right, we go back to the camera. At least it's not going right through his heart, right through his chest. I pull out my beating heart, and here we go. So we save this. Now we go, and let's go to render settings. Let's add, so in my favorites here, okay, I have, this is what's cool is the, where is, all right, I don't see him here. So what I'd like to do is create another folder in here. So we'll go to the Easy Organizer. We're going to go to Favorites. So go to My Favorites. And here we're going to right-click, New Folder. And this is going to be VDB All. Okay. And let's rename that. Let's just put a space there. It's just a small word anyway. So VDB All. And then we go here. We'll pull this over here. And then we go to, there's in here, I think under Sky Tools, I think are all of my VDBs. So we load them in here. And then I just take and hold this and drag that. And then I have all my VDBs here. All right. And then also, when I go into this HDRI scan, double click that, and we're going to new folder, HDRI space all. Okay. We drag these into there. And now I have like a massive thing of oh, did I just drop them into there? Yes, I did. So I put them in the VDB all. All right, there's no undo, unfortunately. So you have to be careful what you do, okay? So we're going to drop this into HDRI all. It's okay, HDRI all. And we're moving thousands of files, okay? So undo, I just haven't gotten to it yet. So now we go to okay, that's the HDRI. Now the VDB is where? Right there. We double click. It's not that hard to fix it. So new folder, VDB space ALL, okay? Where is that now? There it is. Okay, and we go here and we click this. Notice how everything's kind of working. And famous last words, right click, change color. Let's make that purple. Purple. Okay, so we go here. Change color. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Lighter purple. All right, here we go. And then this one here, let's make this change color. I don't like two colors that are really similar next to each other, so we'll go with the yellow here. Okay, and these two are kind of really similar as well. So let's just change this color, change color to, let's say, this green, like that. See, it's just, I like them so I can kind of see them. These two are very similar, you see? So we'll just change the one in the middle, change color. That could probably go with a red, maybe. See, it's just, now that one's the same color, change color. Let's go with this blue here. Okay, and we'll add a little bit more pigment to that. All right, there we go. So they look different. So you can kind of see them and they're not all kind of blurred in. So now when I come over here to this part, okay, Sky Tools, and we go to Favorites, now you see I have my VDB All here. All right, and this is pretty cool. And I can also just make also a VDB Favorites, because like there's a bunch of stuff in here in this VDB thing. So we'll go back here to Easy Organizer, and we'll go New Folder, VDB Favorites, all right, FAV, all right, VDB Fave, all right, and we're gonna, this one, we'll just change the color of this to green, all right, and so now we have VDB All, and then we have VDB Fave, and so we go through here, and you just kind of pick the ones you like and drag them in. All right, so and let's take a couple of these clouds, and these two, that one, no, this one here. These look like the same one. No, okay. We'll take those four, throw them in VDB Fave. And then we keep going through. And remember, we used to have that issue. Let's take a couple of these. These go really nice, like over water, okay, because they're long. VDB Faves. All right, just so that you have something. These look pretty cool. And one of these really puffy ones here. This one, lumpy. And we'll throw them in. That gives us 10. And this mist, I don't know, these look pretty cool too. Throw them in. And VDB Faves. And you can put whatever you like in yours. Ground OBJ, up. All right, and all right, and we go through here. Some of these, like these 1K and all these you can just get rid of them. You don't have to keep them in your VDB All, like so. Or you can put them in like VDB like attenuate or something like that. All right, we're going to take these little clouds. These look like they could be very useful. VDB Faves. And look at these tile. Oh, that's their tiling. How to make it. That's weird. That almost makes me think. I didn't know VDBs had tiling. That's weird. I don't think they do. So that may not. That may be a hint that those don't go to VDBs. So. These are all good. The small impact. Let's see. Now, when you see some of these, you'll see that this one looks grainy and this one looks. That means that they're like lower resolution. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but they may have like set up the resolution so that it has more actually in the VDB itself, okay? Rolling fog, I like these two as well. Let's throw them in. That says matte. They may not be actual objects, okay? We'll throw them in. I can take them out if I need to. They say matte. These definitely look like mats, but rolling fire. Wisps. Let's throw one of these in. And 21, there's 61 of these, so there's a lot. Let's throw a couple of these smoky ones in. 4 of these in smoke. And all right, and then we go through. And here we go. Oval wide. We're just going to keep going. 25. I'm kind of waiting till I get up to sickle yields because like almost all of hers are going to go in here. This kind of looks interesting. And these, some of these look good. These look very usable. This like is sometimes fog will like sit above the land and there'll be like a black layer under it. Like these and one of these. Let's see, let's try these, a few of these, okay? And you go, if you need more, you just look up MMX and you can find them, or you can go into your HDRI All, your VDB All, and there they are. Okay, we already have smoke, and we know how to change the color of VDBs. What's nice is some of the flame VDBs that look like fire, explosions, like that you can put, like these. These are nice to have in your, you can put them on a torch. Okay. And so these are nice, and maybe a couple of these with color. Faves, we'll throw a couple of them in. So I have the, see, in my favorites, I have the VDB All, and then I have this really kind of quick, so I don't have to go through 60 pages to find, these are kind of nice, these columns also, but I think I'm going to save them for, just come in here. I might make VDB like Madge and call it VDB Magic. Okay, so these are pretty cool. See, these would go good in a fireplace or something. You're trying to just spruce up the fireplace and make it look a little more real, like something like this, and make it very faint. So these are very, very helpful. Because a lot of the scenes, the fireplaces are beautiful, but the fire looks a little bit fake. And these VDBs just give it that absolute authenticity. This is the stuff that I want here. The domes, okay, I'm going to be a little bit, I usually like take everything from sickle yield stuff, but we're going to take this. Okay, I've used these before as well. And the cloud field is nice. This cloud field is a must. All right, that's probably what I'm going to use in this scene. Okay, so we'll throw them in. Maybe some of these little dangly things are good. Okay, those are good. And we're going to throw them in. And then we go here. And we have these as well. Now you flip these around, and okay, this and that. Okay, those are good. And this, the wall. You have to have the wall, okay? You can put the wall in the background and make something in the background look far, far away. You just put that wall and make it huge, and then set it just right and make things look very far away. That is another must have. Okay, so I think there's another sickle yield bunch. Here it's older, but it's just, okay, what did I do? I make sure I'm not going past it. No, okay. Some of these might be poses, and they really shouldn't be in here, but they're kind of magic poses, and it kind of helps to have them in with your VDBs. Okay, these are kind of nice too, but simple volume. We'll throw a couple of these just so okay, throw a couple of these in there. And where are the rest of the sickle yield ones? There's the poof. There's a whole bunch of them. I could have a couple more of these. And this and this. All right. You guys are going to have fun with this program. And you can see it's working. It's going through. It's paginating. We got rid of our memory leaks. This is important right here. Looks like a kind of another poof. Those are very good. And now these look like they could be used in torches and stuff, but I'm going to just kind of wait on them for now. And these are all cool, but I've got enough of them. Here's a firestorm. There's one that could be very good for fireplaces. Torches, these are good for torches. And all right, this could probably be in that one, could be useful. All right, so throw them in. And these are all of my VDBs, okay? 59. Where's the rest of sickle yields? I must have gone past it. Okay, let's search for poof. What are some of the other ones? Okay. Back. All right, oops, I went back twice, and now we lost it. Okay, so what we go back is the VDB All. Let's try that. All right, and we go back one, that takes us, so we lost it again. VDB All. And let's go to page, all right, let's slowly go through these again. I missed a whole section. I must have been talking. I think I did. All right, what we can do is we can close this up. We can close this up for now. This enables us to see a few more at a time. All right, so there's only 37 pages now. And I think I used these already. Missed day. Okay, now I have to look a little bit harder. Some of these things, like these right here, I don't think that they are, those actually are the mist for a VDB. They're colorations for a particular VDB. These are particle explosions. I'm not sure that they even belong in here. These could go. These could go. Just these could go. See, so I take them out. Okay, this is the VDB All. Like here, right click, okay, right click, remove from VDB All. Then the next time I come through, I don't have all this stuff in here that doesn't really belong here. Remove from VDB All. Okay, now I just saw more. These can go. And you know, remove from VDB, even these VDB colors. And what's this? Makeup. Okay, we don't need this in here. That goes in the makeup, which is already there. Remove from VDB All. It's actually not. Why they're in car, I don't know. VDB All. Okay. So when you come through, it's more curated. This is the thing this is what you can't really do easily in Daz, is just, now look at these torches, okay? Look at this. That's what you can't really do, is just come in and say, I don't need these here, you know? You can't, or they'll delete them from the whole. Okay, these particles, the VDB container, we want the container, okay? These particles, I think we'll leave the colors. Okay, but we're going to get rid of these. Okay, emission remove from VDB All. Okay, that's a little bit more curt. Now look at these exposure. We don't need these. Remove. And there's some more down in the bottom here. What are these? 5? This stuff, 10K. 5K emission mats. Okay, we're going to get rid of these for now. We can always go back. Okay, these are the ones in my favorites. These are like a copy of a copy of a copy. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, these colors here aren't necessarily needed either. These colors here, some of these mats, I don't need them. I can just change the color in the settings. Okay, we're going to get rid of these emission ones. Remove from VDB All. These bathrooms, I don't think I need them. We'll leave it. They might have actually VDBs in them. It might be contained within them. All right, now these are density. We don't need the density. And so we might as well do, okay, go and do these. Now we hold this, hold the shift, hold this, hold the shift. And clouds, okay, grid. Okay, we can right click and remove all of these at once. VDB All. See how nice this is all working. A month and a half ago, I'd go through and it would just like memory leak, and then it would just boom. We got that fixed. That was a very difficult. It was basically part of the program for a long time. And I just kept pointing at saying, let's work on this, let's work on this, let's get this done, let's get this done. Let's get this fixed. All right, so, and we did. So here we go. All right, bloom. I don't know that I need bloom here, but let's, okay, it's only 2 of them. Okay, now these are the sickle yield ones. See, I'm not seeing the full collection here. They're missing. Okay, let's come over here, and since we're doing a lot of work here, we'll do this. Okay, now you see now there's only 17 pages. They're a little smaller, but I can see more. 16. All right. All right, let's go back to page 14. Go to page 13. I can't believe that I've skipped over this several times. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through okay, we're going to go back to here. We're going to go to the VDB, to DSX, and we're going to type in VDB. I'm going to find all of my VDBs. Okay, so this is it, VDB. All right, I've got the wrong thing selected. Could have Duff. Oh, these are the products. And that's one of them. We want this open. And there's another one here somewhere. These are all our VDB products. And so we go here. Come on. All right. Load all. And where's the other one? I think this is the other one. Okay. There they are. Okay, and there's my poof. Yeah, I think I spelled that right. And these, I use these puffs. And I use this square fog, round fog, this fog wall, the spindly fogs. And these are kind of nice. Square fog. I could almost like put every one of these. Okay, these big spindlies. And this, okay, that, okay, this, that. This can go in there. All right, and now the VDB Fave. We'll put them in the faves. Let's throw that in there too. All right. Why do I have 3,000 of them in there? I think I've done something really wrong here. I like drag that whole thing in here again. Yeah, I did. So I ruined it. So, all right, what we'll do is we got to go back here to the organizer. I don't have an undo, so, and I'm not sure that I'm going to put one in there because it's like working with thousands of files. And all right, VDB Fave, it means it kind of has to keep it in memory and all. Okay, VDB Fave, okay, this has got to be deleted. Kind of sucks, but all right, new folder, VDB Fav. So this just means when you go and drag and drop, make sure you're dragging it into the right place, okay? That's the thing is, but what you can do is you can go save tabs, okay? So you go save and save this as the works, okay? And as you incrementally save, if you mess up, okay, you can just reload it back to where it was before you messed up, okay? You can also save a folder, okay? You can export folder. You can export a panel. All right, so export save panel. All right, you can save a tab, okay, and save the tab. All right, or you can save all tabs, okay, all the tabs up here. So I give you ways to fix this, okay? So VDB All. All right, and now I'm going to go back here and search for VDB. We're going to go back to DSX, all right? And we're going to type in VDB here, VDB, all right? And we're going to make sure that we have all of these. Okay, these are supposed to be DSX. These are products, okay? Search the products for VDB. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one right here. Okay, it takes a moment to find the products, okay, just a little moment here. All right, now we load this, 87 products from there. Now I did see these, but I don't know why they don't seem like they're there. Okay, VDB All. No, they were not in there because it went up, okay? So now when I go into this VDB All, they're right there now, right at the top. Okay, so I'm just going to take these. I know kind of what I want. I want almost all of these, so we'll just put them in there, and I can take them out if there's too many. And then I want to go to page. We can close this now and go to page, what was it, 13? Yeah, knew exactly which page. And I want these ones too. These are pretty much the ones I use. So we go here and we put these in here, VDB Fave. Okay, now I'm going to have to go through and find a few of the others that I like, some of the smoke ones and stuff, but that gave me 78 of them. And some of these, like fire ones for torches and for fireplaces to kind of spruce them up. Some of these little swirls are nice. Some of these little magic. The round ones are kind of nice, but unless you're doing magic, they don't really kind of have a purpose. So these ones can be good for candles. Okay, so I could almost throw all of these in there. You just want to find the exact right one for your candle, and so that you can, like, you got the flame at the top, and then you want smoke to come out of the flame. So these are really, really, really nice. Okay. These are nice for candles too, so they make it look like the wind is blowing in a certain direction. Okay, if I can get that out without running out of breath. There's a lot of these. This is a very nice product here. And so these ones, I kind of like to throw these in there too, but I'm just going to keep it simple. So these are my 78, and they all kind of fit on. So it leaves me enough to throw in another bunch of them, okay? So these are my VDB Faves. All right, now we can close this, and we can bring this back here, over here. All right, and then we go to VDB Fave. All right, and okay, that scared the heck out of me because it was like one of two, and it's like, oh no, it's doing that again. No, there's only 2 pages of them. So all right, now this one is probably the one. I'm going to try this cloud field. Okay, so we do the cloud field. All right, and then we raise it up. Parameters, Y translate, till it comes up like this. And let's do this number. All right, let's see what that looks like. Now let's go to Iray. Iray, control 0 for Iray. Control 9 is texture shaded. Okay, this gives us a little bit of something here. Let's bring it up a little bit more. And now let's see what our render looks like. That gives us a little bit of something here. I think I want it more. I want more. Let's see. So let's go here and bring it up some more. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Yep. There. Now let's give it some color. Thinking green, but maybe yellow. Green is like poison, you know. Yellow. Purple is like fire magic, is like death magic. Red is kind of like fire magic. Blue is lightning magic like. And then yellow is kind of just hazy, kind of deserty. Yellow can be kind of poison, but it's usually green is your poison color. So we go here, then we go here, we go to surfaces, and we'll give this a little bit of yeller. All right, see what that does. Okay, now that's too green. So if we go a little bit into the more red, it just doesn't, it seems bush more like a dirt rather than poison. Okay, let's see what that does. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so and let's have, instead of him looking over us, parameters, let's have him look at us. 9. Bend this down a little bit. Okay. So yeah, now I think he probably, it would be probably better to have him like have some kind of like other clothing, you know, than gym shorts. But you know, that's something, you know, where you know, you could put like a grass skirt on him or something, leather. Or a just something more authentic, you know, like a loincloth. This is looking nice. This background looks like amazing. How it looks kind of, it gives you the depth of field look. So that is pretty cool. So all right, this is going to do it for me. I just wanted to kind of come in. Today was a EZFinder perfect day. Nothing reared its head with EZFinder. I used it quite aggressively, loading very, very large libraries, and it didn't once lose its do the memory leak thing. It didn't have any timing issues, any. So this was this was a very good day for EZFinder. It just kind of tells me it's ready, and so that's the thing, is it's gonna be available soon, okay? And then you guys can scan your libraries and you can do what you saw me doing, deleting things, loading things, putting things where you want them, and creating your own folders. See, this is the organizer as well. These are your 8 tabs, and you can select these tabs, and then you've got the 8 panels. Okay, so these are like female poses. You can create your own panels and put stuff in. So you have your 8 tabs, and you know, I wanted to just like put 1 tab in here and have 8 panels and just say put everything in them, but it wouldn't have had as much space. You wouldn't have had as much stuff. You have it good as well, Angus. We are done here. So this is the almost polka song. So thank you very much for watching, people. I will see you in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. This is Rex Red saying so long for now. Thank you, Matt, Angus, and Art is probably snoozing away, our dear friend Art. So, and did we have anybody? If anyone else is here, say hello. to us. Okay, so, but Matt, Angus, have a wonderful night. This is Rex Red signing off for now. I will see you again soon. EZFinder is on its way, hopefully to the Daz store, to your computer, where you can open it, scan your files, and organize your content and see your content, all of your content, once and for all. And it makes you feel comfortable about buying more content, because it's not going into a black hole. It's going where you can get your hands on it, where you can use it. And so the exciting news tonight is that we got all the images. So as you can see now, everything has an image. We don't have little spots. Well, there's a few areas, but they're not the DSA files, or they're not the important files. They're files like OBJ files and things like that didn't have images anyway. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you again soon. Say goodbye for now, and please like, subscribe, click the bell for notification. My video needs likes. I need people to like it. So, all right, thank you very kindly. Leave comments. Just say, I watched this and it was like the most amazing thing. It's like, how did you get that spaghetti to stand up like on your head like that? Or I don't know, something like that. Yep, and the cute little cat pictures were really nice in the middle of the video, but you have to watch the video to see them. So, all right, I'm just kidding. Take care.